Good morning and welcome to the Daily No Nonsense Crypto Minutes. Today I want to kind of just talk about some of the recent sell-off that's been taking place from February 21st to about right now, February 24th. This is just normal crypto activity, and it all kind of comes down to what is your investment plan? What is your investment thesis? Now, if you're a long-term holder, you're looking to build up a portfolio for the long term, or your vision is long-term, whether you decide to sell at certain price targets or not, whatever that may be. Well, this is a non-event. This pullback here will be a non-event. Now, if it may be a time to add if you have a long-term, multi-year investment thesis. Could be a time to add. But as far as like, let's say, if you're trading, if you have a investment bucket of trading capital, well then this could be an event. Just kind of depends on what your thesis is. So for me, I have multiple trading buckets. So the majority of my portfolio is long term, but let's say about 20% is a mix of some type of trade or just some type of alternative crypto investment. So if 15%, 20% of my investment bucket is trading, well, then I need to look at some different things, and I can kind of decide where I want to go from here. But one thing that you should always have to be able to take advantage of these opportunities is just have cash or a stable coin set aside on an exchange, so that when opportunities like this present, if you had if you had cash just sitting on an exchange and you were able just to buy the dip, you had off a 23% drop off of Bitcoin. Well, so far that's a 13% bounce that you could have played. Now obviously, you're not always going to get to catch that perfect, so on and so forth, but it's just kind of the thesis. Now if we also look at any kind of crypto chart, like I'll just pull up a Aave. Whenever Bitcoin drops like that, then alts kind of they drop even harder. Where you see is from the top down, you had a 41% drop and a 30 almost a 43% gain. So you could have kind of played this. Now there's different ways you could do that. Kind of get back into that on this other slide. Let me get back to BTC. So one of the things I like to use is the Fibonacci retracement tool. If I start from the bottom here and I pull up, you have a sweet spot area between the 0.382 and it's 0.618, and you kind of see it kind of stab down to here. You could also see, let me just change this 1 second. You can also see you had kind of a lot of support in here, around the $45,000 range. So that could be another nod that, hey, this price is going to this could be a high probability bounce zone, or this could be an area where a lot of people are putting their buy orders at support or stop orders. It's just an area where I'm sure there's a lot of activity because of all the consolidation you can see in this area here. Also, another thing you could use is just to kind of get an idea of what's going on is the fib extension. Now if I look kind of here at the last kind of major low point before we kind of broke out, I go to the top of this trend and I go to the pullback, well, you can see a full 1-to-1 extension. So what that means is from this area here, this is one level, but you could also you could kind of clone this or duplicate this, and this will actually be the same. This means it's the same range. So what does that kind of tell you? That means that after having basically the double of this, you had a run, retracement, run, and it kind of shot over the last range. Well, it's highly probable that you'll have a pullback. You can also kind of look at here. This was a 30% drop off the top. This was a 23% drop off the top, and we're kind of bouncing now. And so it's just kind of have to have a strategy and a plan about what you were doing. And if you could just kind of see, like, this is just kind of normal behavior. Now, I mean, even if it does, you call what's called like a dead cat bounce, where it may like shoot back up and then pull back down. You know, if you don't get a high pass here, then it could be a sign of a reversal, but it also could be a sign of extension. Now, once again, if you're a long-term investor, it really doesn't matter how you if you're going to hold or anything. But I mean, if you are a trader, these just are different things you need to be thinking about, in the short term based off your different trading thesis. I mean, some other things you can notice, like I said, if you're long term or even just somebody trying to buy the dip. I mean, you can see that Square yesterday bought another 170 million in Bitcoin. Smart money took advantage of the dip. Then another like kind of notification tool or something to give you an edge is, this was kind of pointed out to me, Crypto Quant, where this particular website has all types of on-chain metrics to give you an edge. I mean, this is a paid service. I haven't really had a chance to kind of go too deep into it, but I will, and I will post a video in the future about what this site can do. But you can kind of see, you had this site kind of notified you that on the 21st, it showed you that you had a massive inflow of Bitcoin coming into exchanges. So that's about 28,000 Bitcoin came into exchange. Well, that, what does that tell you? That means that there's a possibility that a whole lot of money is going to be sold onto the markets. A lot of Bitcoin sold onto the market. So what's that going to do? That selling pressure is going to push the price down. So I mean, this is kind of an edge. I mean, I haven't had opportunity to fully back test this, but like I said, just something that was pointed out to me, and sure enough, it was an indicator. But I mean, also so many other things. I mean, you had euphoria in the markets. You had a lot of people having huge paper gains. Like I said, you got a little extended here, so people bragging about their gains. Getting caught up in just feeling good about themselves. So when stuff like that happens, you have to always kind of be thinking about, well, what's the opposite of what everybody's doing? How can I play this to make sure I can protect myself? So even just locking in gains, I mean, I can't even front. I got caught up in the greed. I mean, it was just money was kind of flowing, but at the same time, you got to make sure you're locking in gains, even if you're just taking 10, 15, 20% off the table. If you're, a short-term trader, swing trader, trying to take advantage of multiplying your portfolio, and then once again having money set to the side so you can dip buy for these particular opportunities. Another thing you can look at is just, we're looking on the daily, but look at the weekly. I mean, I'm gonna get rid of this here. Let me get rid of this. On the weekly, you can kind of see that, before the last I guess I'm using gold just to kind of play around with different colors, but on the last, traditionally would be a red candle, selling week, you had 1, 2, 3, 4 green weeks. Then you had 2 selling weeks, 1, 2. Then you had 1, 2, 3, 4 green weeks. So I mean, it's just kind of trending up. Nothing's going to go straight up, and if it is going straight up parabolic, well, that's not healthy price action. I mean, that's more of a possibility of a quicker market correction, or the whole market turning. So it's better to have kind of just a healthy trend where you have these runs, retracements, buy, sell, buy, run, retracements. I mean, all these different things, just kind of think through the different possibilities and probabilities, and number one, have a plan. What are you doing? Are you investing for the long term? Are you allocating a portion of your investment bucket to trading? If you're trading, what's your plan for your trades? Having money set aside to buy the dips. I mean, as you've already seen, there's been a lot of opportunities to buy the dip where you could just make, fast money without really having to think too much about it. So I mean, it's all like just thinking and problem solving in your head, but also using tools and strategies and thinking things through to be as profitable as possible in times like this, and also to be able to keep a calm head, to know that the world is not ending. Life continues on. I mean, Bitcoin keeps moving up, and once again, I mean, if you see, like I said, a company like Square, they didn't think it was the end of the world. They committed, in times of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, they committed 170 million to purchase crypto. So just wanted to kind of go over this, just put some information out about that. Hope if you guys like this video, like the page, subscribe, share. Also, any questions or anything you want us to go over, info@thecryptocraft.com. Have a great day.